from the tap to tales galore. Oh, taste of stories, spinning yeast and grain. Mr. B goes round the world again. So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, and we've got an interesting, well, it might be interesting, it might not be, might not work at all. So let me crack some water. So let me get some water so I can try and get some, clear my palate a little bit. What I'm going to do here is I've managed to get hold of a Thornbridge Jaipur Union. So it's on the Union Jaipur India Pale Ale coming in at 5.9%. So I got this from a local bottle stop. This was £3.98, so it's near enough £4. And I thought I really want to try this. And I've tried this, means I've tried all Union beers once I've tried this. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to try it against Jaipur that's in the can. Or I think it would be very similar to what Jaipur in keg would be as well. I'm not saying it's going to be the same as cask. I don't believe that's the same at all. There'll be different. There will be some differences with that. So I just thought I wanted to try it, a taste test of Jaipur in the can against Jaipur in the bottle. And yeah, let's do it. This was actually about £1.59 though from Home Bargains, and what is it, 330ml. So like £1.59, £4, 500ml, 330ml. So there is a big difference in price, but I know the effort, and I really appreciate the effort of the Burton Union. And go and check out my video. I actually rave about the fact that they've saved this. So let's carry on. Let's crack on. Let me get these beers into the glass. So it's India. I like Jaipur, India, or IPAs. I think Jaipur was a much better beer than Punk as well in the day. And the chap, I can't think of his name top of my head, went from Thornbridge, who actually helped design the recipe, to Brewdog, Martin Dickey. So there you go. There's the can in the glass. Let's get the bottle. Same type of glasses. Try to get them the same. This will be bottle conditioned, so I need to stop just before pouring in that yeastiness, which I will add at the end because I do enjoy that anyway. So here we go. Jaipur on the Union. I don't know if it's me, but it looks a lot lighter there straight away. I'll try and put them up together. Hopefully we can see them. I'm just watching that. I'm going to stop about there. Stop there. So there's Jaipur Union. This one now has got chill haze, so it's hazed up. And there's Jaipur. Well, let's do that. Jaipur can. Jaipur Union. I think Union is clearer. Even though we've got that little bit of chill haze on the glass, I think it is clearly clearer. Where Jaipur in the can has got some haze within the beer as well. This has got a slight haze, but honestly, that is quite a clear product. And is that down to the Union system? Because it is a good system that clears out yeast. So is that what that's done there? Cleared out more protein compared to when they brew it for the cans and kegs in the more modern day of fermentation. So yeah, there you go. It's more hazy. So let's get aroma on the can. Is there going to be much difference? I mean, it's pretty much the same recipe, isn't it? It's just fermented differently, I believe. Well, I know the Union's fermented it differently. Yeah, you're getting a lovely, like, caramel malt note there, like a really light malt note, but lots of zesty citrus, a little bit of pine on the nose on the can. Definitely looks more, it just looks clearer. Okay, This is like that, but a little bit more toned. It's so similar, but sort of a little bit less in your face, more subtle. It's exactly the same smells. Yeah, that seems to be bringing out a little bit more of like a caramel note, where this is, it's very subtle. They both feel very inviting. They both smell absolutely fantastic, but this smells like a toned down version of Jaipur in the can. It just feels, it sounds daft, it smells smoother and not as like ragged, you know, like rugged on the nose, this one. Oh, it just smells really good. Right, okay, let's try the can first. Oh, cheers. That's your Jaipur. Lovely, nice, balanced bitterness right at the back. Piffy, grapefruit notes, citrusy on the back end, and a little bit of that, I suppose, that caramel malt note just there, just taming everything. That's really, really good. And for £1.59 home bargains, that is a bargain. Let me just have a drink of this water. Here we go with the first time on the Union Jaipur. Yeah, it's still quite, it's that, but on a lower level. Okay, cheers. I would say a bit more. This is mad. The Union feels like the hops are brighter, a lot brighter. I don't know if that's because that's bottle conditioned as well, but the hops are so much brighter. It's drier on the palate for me. Definitely drier. Lovely bitterness, long lasting. It's longer lasting flavour than the can version. But wow. Yeah, that's definitely got a sweeter malt note on it. It's proper dry, it's proper IPA, bitter, tongue drying. It bounces around on the palate. That's bizarre. I can't explain why that is. I really can't. All that the Burton is doing is, it's a different way of fermenting, and it clears out the yeast so they can harvest the yeast more. Now, I'm no scientist, so I don't know why this one feels fresher and brighter than the can version, which I didn't expect, to be honest with you. Let's try the can again. Yeah, I'm getting that's got a sweeter note. It could be the yeast. That's doing this. Is the yeast letting the hops sing a little bit more in this one? Oh, it's so close. It just feels that we're talking fine margins, but the Union just feels like I'm taking more, getting more from it in the flavour. It just feels that little bit more rounded, I suppose. More, it comes together a little bit better, where that sweetness jumps around a little bit, especially on the nose, where this is not. And it just feels brighter, fresher. Brighter and fresher. Now, I don't know when each were canned or bottled either. Could that be something else to think about there? Could be. Could be how fresh is it. Let's have a look at the Thornbridge website, so the Jaipur Union. I'm telling you, Jaipur in a can, superb, drink that any day of the week. Jaipur Union is subtle on aromas compared to the can, but brighter in flavour compared to the can. It's just bouncing around the palate. It's all over the palate with that grapefruit, citrus. It's just bouncing around, which is fantastic. Totally different again than Jaipur cask. Totally different. That's fantastic. That is a really good beer, that one. Both are, to be honest. I've always liked Jaipur. So what have we said on here? So the head brewer says, on the 20th of May, we brewed a double Jaipur at the Riverside Brewery. 20th of May last year. This isn't that one, but they did it. The first beer on the Union was Jaipur. Producing 10,000 litres of wort. About 14 hours later, on the 21st of May, half of the Jaipur wort was transferred to the Union system and fermented there for about 4 days before being dropped out of Union and pumped back into a separate racking tank. A few days later, we racked this, our first Union beer, into casks in the usual way, with priming sugar and finings, and cask conditioned them in our cold store. On Friday, we racked up a cask of Union Jaipur in our taproom cellar, vented and tapped it, and finally today we've got our first pour on the bar. So this is them talking about cask Jaipur on the Union, and then through a hand pot next to the normal. So that's so that he's done different than me. He's done cask Jaipur Union against cask Jaipur, and what does he say? It's not that easy to tell the difference between the two, but they are certainly different, and both are great beers in their own right. So I think that's what I've just said about these. He's talking about the cask version, I'm talking about bottle and can, and I think what he's saying there is what I'm trying to say here. Head brewer with 20 years plus experience, I'm still trying to find the words to articulate the difference. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. It just feels a little bit brighter, more vibrant on the tongue, the Union one. I would describe the Union fermented version as more rounded and softer and perhaps less bitter. Let us know what you think. I'd love to try the cask side by side just to see. That would be interesting, because for me, I'm getting the can and the bottle very similar, but brighter and more about it from the hops from the Jaipur Union. That's brilliant. Let me just see if it says anything on the bottle. There's a little bit in the bottle as well, left there. At Thornbridge, we have a profound respect for, I've got the hiccups now, for British brewing traditions, which made it a true honour to install a Burton Union system at our brewery. Naturally, we chose to brew our flagship IPA, Jaipur, using this iconic method. The result is a clean and perfectly balanced beer with a crisp bitterness and complex layers of grapefruit, pine and resin. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do. This beer was brewed on the Burton Union and contains live yeast, bottle conditioned to provide natural carbonation and the flavour you would expect from a pint of cask ale in a pub. Please pour carefully to leave the yeast in the bottle. There's the yeast in the bottle. I've done that bit, but I will add that because I don't mind that at all. Jaipur on the Union, India Pale Ale against Jaipur in the can, and it just comes across that little bit more punchier, brighter, and a little bit more special, but subtle on the nose compared to the can. Amazing. What a good little experiment that was. Okay, thanks for watching, and please let me know if you've tried Jaipur on the Union in cask or in bottle, and if you've done this sort of experiment as well, or if you've done the cask versus cask like the head brewer did. That would be really interesting. I'd like to do that. But for me, look at how clear that is as well. That has got to be all part of the Union fermentation system, the way it's cleared out the beer. Superb. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.
So if you like it, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.